How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I want to show you 3 ideas for ascending pentatonic sequences. So right now Guitar Control is giving away this really awesome daily practice routine to improve your lead guitar chops. This was put together by our very own Silvio Gazquez, a 2-time Guitar Idol finalist. This routine covers the 4 main concepts that are necessary for lead guitar: alternate picking, legato, sweep picking, and tapping. All the tabs and exercises are all included in this free ebook. There's a link in the description where you can get yours. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs. So let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so all 3 of these examples are all in the key of E minor, but they're all movable shapes, and they're all based out of your number 1 box pattern of the minor pentatonic. So in E we got 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15. So the very first one here is made up of a sequence of 6 notes. So we're going to start here on the 12th fret of the low E string with your first finger, and we're going to pick and do a hammer onto the 15th fret, pull back off to 12, and then hammer back to 15. So that's our 1, 2, 3, 4, and then for note 5, we go to the 12th fret of the A string, and then back to the 15th fret of the low E string. So you got this. And then the sequence just repeats as you go across the string. So after, you think about that pattern, that's based on the E and the A string. So now we're just going to start that process over again, but now we'll start on the A string. So obviously the frets will be different here. So now we're 12, hammer to 14, pull off to 12, hammer to 14, then to the 12th fret of the D string, and back to the 14th fret of the A string. And then you would just continue the process along. So now you'd start on the D string. Same frets as the for the A string. Now the G string. Now when we go back to the B string, or when we go to the B string rather, we have to go back to the 12 and 15. So the whole sequence, way just to practice it, If you were going to try to use this idea for a lick, you may not want to play through the entire sequence. You might just use a section of it to lead into something else. Like if you're something like that. All right, so the next one we're going to look at, this is you can play this just as it is. It's like a good exercise. Just for really knowing the scale, but also with pentatonic licks, there's a lot of stuff where you're rolling, on the same fret from one string to the other. Angus Young does a lot of stuff like that. So the sequence, again, you can do it in whatever key, but we're doing it in E. So I just start off by play the 12th fret on the E string, and then I'm going to roll up and do the 12th fret on the A string. Now, you don't want to actually move your finger like that. You want to roll it so that way, as you roll up, it deadens the E string so it doesn't ring. Now we're going to go to the 14th fret of the A string, and then to the 15th fret of the low E. And now we're going to just continue that process along. So this is like a grouping of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to start on the A string, so it'll be between the A and the D string. So now since both notes are on the 12th fret and the 14th fret, we can roll both of our fingers. So we're going to roll the first finger for the 12s, and then your third finger for the 14th. Now you just continue the process. Now you'd start on the D string to the G string. Again, both, since they're on the 12th and 14th fret, so you can just roll like that. And then the G to the B string. So it's going to be 12, 12, and then 15 on the B string. Back to 14 on the G string. And then to the B and high E, 12 and 12, and 15 and 15. Now, again, you may not necessarily do that whole thing, but you certainly do parts of it. There's so many times where you're doing stuff where you're doing that roll technique that you really want to, work with that. So this is a good way to do it, and it also breaks up the pentatonic scale, so that you have it memorized, that you don't have to play it, sequentially. You don't have to do this in order to be able to play it. You can, or you could do it the other way. So we do the 12 on the E and the A, and then 15 on the E, 14 on the A, so on and so forth. All right, and then the last one we're going to look at here, this one is in a grouping of 5 notes this time. So we're going to start here, and again we're in E minor, so we're going to start here on the 12th fret, and we're going to pick and do a hammer onto 15, and then follow that with 12 on the A string, and then back to 12, hammer to 15 on the E string. So now again we're just going to continue that sequence. So now we're going to start on the A string, so 12, hammer to 14, and then the 12th fret on the D string, back to the 12th fret of the A string, and then hammer again. So on and so forth. So now to the D to the G string, G to the B string, and then B to the high E string. So again, you may not use that whole thing. You could combine this with the other ones, with all 3 of these together, multiple different ways you could put them together to kind of make your own licks out of it. All right, so there you have it. 3 not too terribly difficult ascending pentatonic sequence ideas. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.